we're talking about Medicaid. Lots of people are concerned about it, and I know people actually who are, could be going off of it soon. But there's other people who are on Medicaid who don't need it, and they've tried to get off of it. They're having a hard time getting off of Medicaid, even though they don't need it. They're blaming, the system with the government. Joining me now is one person. You commented on Facebook, I think, Sue. You're just one of many people who've been commenting, and you were talking about, was this your daughter, you said?
Yes, it was my daughter.
So d- did she need Medicaid at some point?
No, I can't even imagine how she would qualify. It just sort of happened through the marketplace, and she certainly did. She had more income. She was just unemployed for 2 months. So somehow Medicaid ended up with it. And she's been on Medicaid since June of '03 and can't get off
Wait,
of
June
23.
June of '03 or 23?
23.
23. So that's, oh wow, that's more than 2 years.
Yes.
So she never actually applied to be on Medicaid?
No, she never applied to it.
She
But
What did she do? Did you say maybe she filed for unemployment or something
uh,
like that?
she was, I don't know if she ever got to the unemployment part, but she was in between jobs, went to look on the healthcare marketplace to, you don't know how long you're not going to have a job.
Yeah.
So she went to look on that, apparently put in a number that was too low, that somehow automatically made her eligible to be considered for Medicaid. They
Okay.
sent all of the information apparently over to the state of Michigan, and on June 30th, she got a card, a Medicaid card, that was retroactive to June 1st, and she's been on it ever since. Despite we're trying to not be on it, she's also employed and has an employee benefits. So it's
Wow. So she has a full-time job with benefits and all that stuff.
yes,
And she's on Medicaid. She doesn't need it, she doesn't want it, but she's having a hard time getting rid of it.
correct. They actually, she spoke with them, I would say, in August. There's an 800 number that you can call. This was in 23. Um, and she called to say, I'm not on it. I don't need it. I have an employer sponsored health care. And they're like, oh, well, don't worry about it. Um, so we haven't really worried about it, except for when you get the 1095s or whatever they are. For 2023, she got one from her first employer, um, probably the second one as well, from Medicaid, and the healthcare marketplace claimed she was getting insurance from them for 3 months for $250, which she never paid and never got.
So Medicaid, there's actually, so she is showing up in the system as a person on Medicaid, but she admits she doesn't need it.
Right. The show haven't even taken the card off of the paper that it comes on. It's stuck to them. I don't want to see it, but that's
Oh
it.
wow. Yeah. So
How
that's
can
that's
you?
that's kind of sad because there might be people out there that really do need it.
Well, I would imagine that there are.
Wow. What?
She's not using any of the benefits, so there must be some kind of a benefit for the state of Michigan to have people on Medicaid, because they probably have some. I'm just speculating. I don't really know how it works, but they probably have some bucket that's your Medicaid funds, and it's gets larger the more people you have on it, whether they're actually actively using it or not. But she's been re-enrolled every year, and she's still on it. Just
Automatically it re-enrolls her?
last week. Yeah,
Auto, autom- Automatically.
yeah, she's never ever sent in any information regarding her income, which they say if you don't send it in these letters that I have, this stack of letters, that's just from 1 year.
Yeah.
They say you're at risk of losing it if you don't send in a proof of your social security number, which is kind of ironic because they also send you stuff to register to vote. And they're like, well, if you don't have a social security number or a driver's license, we'll assign something.
Yeah.
I feel like that's weird.
So she's never sent it in, but she just gets it every year.
Yep, she just I guess it's the same number every year too. She just can't get out.
Wow. So maybe there is something to, no matter what it is, Democrat, Republican, it sounds like the system is messed up.
Oh yeah, it's .gov.
Yeah. And and like you were saying, the state of Michigan, I mean, the goal should be for people to be on it who really need it. I mean, that should be all it's about, right?
Oh, absolutely. I would agree.
I mean, she probably feels, I don't know if she feels bad, but just if you
I
it's
don't think
weak.
she feels any kind of way because they just send stuff and she just files it
It's
and you know
weird because you should that'd be like me saying, "No, I don't need it. Give it to someone who needs it." And then they keep saying, "No, take it."
right. Well, and that's probably a good reason for them to ultimately say, "Oh, we need to cut some benefits and do this and that and the other," because it's probably all based on this X amount of people that are enrolled, even though whatever percentage of them really aren't even utilizing it at all.
And I don't know if you've been paying attention that Congress just passed Medicaid changes and people are worried and scared, but part of it is they want to look into things like this and remove people who don't need it, or people who are fraudulently getting it. Now she's not getting it by fraud, she just doesn't need it. So this
And
would
she's
be a
not
case.
using it. Never once has she. I don't even think she actually knows what the numbers are because they're sitting here at my house. It's like in the file.
So this would be a perfect example of, if this new legislation goes into place, it would cut her off, but she doesn't need to be on it.
Right. It's not cutting anything off technically because it's just a piece of paper in a folder in the other room that I keep just because I keep everything.
And the reason I wanted to talk to you is that I don't think people realize this kind of stuff goes on because government is so big. No matter who is president, it doesn't matter. There's probably fraud, there's probably all the computers, and it's probably all messed up. So it sounds like something needed to change, and hopefully it can fix this.
Oh, yeah, I would think so. I mean, if this is, I don't would have no idea what percentage of people have this benefit. However, if they're not using it, it's inflating numbers that aren't actually true. It's kind of like if you're an employer and you post a job opening on LinkedIn and you keep reposting it and it's been doing this for, I don't know, a year. Does that mean there's more jobs out there if you're never intending on hiring anyone?
Yeah,
Yeah, all of
I've
these numbers just make everything seem like it's something, yet it isn't. And be very problematic if, say, in the case of Medicare, if people that aren't qualified to get Medicare and they were actually getting money. You know, Medicaid is a service that you can go, you have to actually do something. You actively have to go see a doctor, fill a prescription, and then you're abusing it if you didn't need it. With
yeah.
Medicare, if they're just sending you some money that you aren't supposed to get, I mean, it'd be kind of a, I would turn it back. I wouldn't cash it, but it'd be kind of a, it'd be hard not to take it, especially because it's directly deposited into your account. I think that's where a really big problem is.
Yeah, if it's happening with Medicaid, it can be Medicare, and how many other programs and how many other people who are like during COVID. I don't know if you mentioned this or someone else did. During COVID, even in Michigan, any people were getting money left and right saying they owned a business, and it was crazy.
They
Um,
were doing that. They were approving disabilities like, oh, here's an application. I have a friend that works for Social Security Administration, and actually, I had applied for disability down in Texas. And when I got to Michigan, it all had to transfer over here. And she told me, "Oh, you'll have no problem because they're just approving everybody." Well, 2.5 years later, which I had already been applying for a year, so 3.5 years later, I think they just pick and choose. But it was over COVID that they were just everybody was getting, and I think everybody's getting Medicaid when you don't need to get it either, just because we have a situation of people that are technically not supposed to be here longer than 10 days or whatever, other than vacationing.
okay, so When you see people on Facebook or other people saying everyone's, so many people are going to lose their Medicaid, and I know they're doing new things where they're going to make people work if they have to or so forth. Do you support the changes?
I support the changes. Yeah, I mean, you shouldn't have to. Well, you shouldn't rely on a system for your income if you don't have to. I know some people. I mean, people have to. If you have to, you have to. Believe me, you want to work if you can. Most people, unless you've been brought up in that system and you're the third generation, that's all you know. But
Yeah.
once you get out, once you're working, there's nothing worse than not being able to do it anymore.
Yeah, you're right. I was between jobs. I remember when I was younger, I needed unemployment and I had to move back in my parents, but that motivated me to get my rear in gear to try to find another job. But I did the unemployment helped me to keep me going, but that's what you're saying. So like I've had at least 10 other people message me in the last 24 hours, the same situation as your daughter. They're getting Medicaid, they don't want it, they don't need it, but they can't get rid of it. It's
Right.
it's just weird. It's weird. So I just wanted to have you tell that story in case people didn't believe me. I wanted to have you say it. And hopefully it all gets worked out and the people who need it will get it.
Oh, absolutely. I'm still going to keep the files because proof that she has not used it, this ill-gotten thing, she's not using it. She's been covered with regular companies. I hope they're able to sort all this out. I
Yeah.
really, really hope that Doge even that was able to identify the misusers of Medicaid, of Medicare, of unemployment,
Yeah.
of all of that. And don't even get me started on unemployment, the things that you have to say you're doing.
Oh, that's a whole other show for me. That's
Yeah,
crazy. Yeah,
that's
that's
something for
uh,
next time.
yeah, I'm gonna get into that. That is, yeah. But okay, thank you for taking the time, and hopefully it gets worked out, and hopefully the people who need it get it, and the ones who don't.